I'm moving into part number, takes me a moment every time, part number 4 of our bird unit. Still focusing on bird adaptations and things that have enabled them to be quite successful in life on the planet. Once again, when we're talking about birds, we're talking about not that reptiles, amphibians, and fish aren't successful because obviously they're still alive, still thriving. But birds just have some features that are a little bit more advanced than um, our own are. And so I think it's interesting to highlight some of these things. Once again, most of them are geared around this idea of flight and that they need all of these special adaptations to be so successful in the air. All right, so successful in the air that for the most part, we don't have machines that can really mock birds that well. Um, their biology is more advanced than our best mechanical flying machines are there. So, two of them we're going to focus on today are their beaks and their feet. We're going to find out that their beaks and feet are going to tell us a lot about birds' lifestyle. They're very different between different species, and they have their own adaptations to that. Okay, so beaks to start with. Remember, no teeth in there. All right, there are no. They got rid of their teeth with the dinosaurs. Let me slide my face down. And a bird beak is not randomly shaped. Okay. And when we talk about evolution, we talk about anatomy and physiology. Form always follows function. Okay. So there's going to be a function. So what these birds eat is going to drive what the form is. Okay, so beaks are adapted to the bird's way of life. So the study of beaks and feet are given important information about his lifestyle. So beaks, right? We have a variety I'm going to go through here with you. So think about short and thick beaks like a robin, right? Those are excellent for seed cracking. Okay, they're able to come in. They have a little mechanical advantage, and they're great at cracking the hard shells on those seeds and getting the nutritious insides out of them. There are long, thin, slightly curved beaks. Think about hummingbirds. Those beaks are very different than the robin's beak, but they serve a different purpose. They're not trying to crack seeds and nuts. They're trying to extract nectar out of flowers. And so that shape or that form follows that function in there. There are strong and chisel-like beaks. All right, think woodpeckers on this one. And so once again, very different than those first two. These strong chisel-like beaks are well adapted to drilling holes in trees. All right, that is what they're good at. We see kind of a unique looking one. We take it for granted, but all of our birds of prey have this sharp, curved, and pointed beak. It's excellent for tearing flesh. All right, so it is excellent to grab onto something and to rip meat off of bones. Think hawks, think eagles, falcons, all those things in there. Very different than that are our long and flattened beaks. All right, ducks have this. We don't even call it a beak; we call it a bill. All right, and it's really good at taking mouthfuls of water, straining out algae and plants while getting rid of the extra water and repeating the process. And then we have, oops, then we have spear-shaped beaks. Okay, so for these ones, loons, herons, etc., they're those long beaks that aren't, that are still um, have some strength to them, but they are going to be excellent for spearing fish. Okay, so those are just some examples. Those are 6 different forms that we see with beaks, and they all serve a unique function to help the birds eat certain different kinds of foods. Okay, following the beaks, their feet also tell us a lot about their lifestyle because even though they have kind of the scaly legs and going down all that, they're still, once they get down to the bottom, the anatomical structures of the feet are very different. All right, so when we have 3 toes in front and 1 behind, okay, those are great for perching. Okay, chickens have that. Yes. Took me a moment. But that form is very good for perching on top of branches. All right. So it's good for landing, grabbing onto that branch, and standing on there. If you see 2 in front, 2 behind, well, I'm not even gonna be able to do that. I'm not even gonna try. Two in front and 2 behind. You see some of those. Those are actually really good for climbing. Okay, so parrots have that. Parrots, when they're in the canopy, they'll actually, well, not necessarily fly around in the canopy, but they'll kind of climb around in the canopy there. Some of these toe arrangements not don't necessarily have toes on the end. Instead, they have these huge, curved, and powerful talons. Think about eagles, hawks, etc., that are really good for skewering and grasping prey. We have other toes that are webbed, and so they're far superior for swimming, indicating that that organism is going to live in a aquatic environment. There are long and thin legs like flamingos and herons, cranes, etc., that are good for wading through the shallows. Right, they're excellent for just walking their way through water. And then we have some thick and stout legs, such as the ostriches and the emus, that are really highly adapted for running there. Okay, so once again, just some example of some feet and how they explain the lifestyle of the bird that they are on. You don't have to know any of these, everyone. It's just useful information, I think. But essentially, beaks and feet are a huge way that birds get classified into different orders. Okay, because that is going to tell us, so they are going to share a little bit more DNA. It's going to tell us they have similar lifestyles there. So those are two big ways that we help classify birds into the correct order there. All right. So, hey, that is my spiel on bird beaks and bird feet. Hopefully, the assignment today is a little bit more user friendly, is my goal. So, enjoy.